Hello and welcome to LSTV's weekly news programme, The Essential. I'm Rena Andre.
And I'm Andy Seddon. Coming up today is a special programme looking back on the year's biggest news stories from around Leeds University Union, your university and the city of Leeds.
The headlines. Controversy surrounding the Tequila night in Leeds continues with student demonstrators protesting at the event.
We've got the latest on the body found on Broodnell Road in Hyde Park.
And Leeds City Council have announced plans to turn off 8,000 streetlights in the city region, but students are concerned about where plans will extend to.
First, last Thursday, over 100 student protesters gathered outside the Tequila event at the Mez in Leeds. The event was organised by LU's FemSoc in the wake of ongoing controversy surrounding a so-called pro-rape video promoted by Tequila UK. Andy Seddon has the story.
Self-proclaimed, it's one of Leeds' leading student nights. Hosted at the Mez nightclub, Tequila is also one of the city's longest standing, celebrating its 20th birthday here earlier this year. If protesters get their way though, the event wouldn't be celebrating another, with Thursday's protest aimed at lobbying the Mez owners to drop the event from their schedule. Led by Leeds University Union's FemSoc, over 100 students marched to the Mez club itself just as clubgoers were arriving. And the reason? It's all in the wake of ongoing controversy surrounding Tequila appearing to promote rape in one of its marketing videos. Fresher Violation was the name of the night and corresponding video that was posted online. It's since been removed, but quotes included the presenter asking, "How are you going to violate a fresher tonight?" and a student's response, "She's going to get raped." Campaigners say that sort of language in any form is unacceptable.
This isn't an acceptable way to promote themselves as students. We'd like Mez to stop hosting Tequila, and we'd like to say to the rest of the clubs in Leeds that this isn't okay.
It was Freya along with Emma Friend, LUU's Equality and Diversity Officer, that took an almost 4,000 name-strong petition to the Mez's management.
We'd like to hand you this petition. It's got nearly 4,000 signatures to ask you to stop hosting Tequila.
We've got a long-standing relationship with Tequila. It goes back about 7 years.
To break it.
They have made an awful mistake, and
I'd
there's
say
no
pretty
excuse in it.
unforgivable.
Of course, it must be noted that this isn't the first time a club night has made reference to sex or even exploitation, and it's unlikely to be the last.
I think it's a bit overdramatic, really.
In a statement, Tequila recognised questions had been raised about its marketing and later apologised for what it called a deplorable and completely despicable video. FemSoc say an apology isn't good enough and plan to keep campaigning for the closure of Tequila at Mez. Andy Seddon, The Essential.
A man's body was found on Sunday morning in the Hyde Park student area of Leeds. As we reported on the day, West Yorkshire Police launched a murder inquiry, and today they've named a 30-year-old victim who lived locally. Marina Andre has the latest.
The body of Mullah Chatalu was found this Sunday at 8:48 a.m. on Broodnell Road. He had fatal head injuries. Despite emergency services rushing him to the Leeds General Infirmary, he sadly died soon after. West Yorkshire Police say that the male attended a house party on Ash Grove before being assaulted by a group of males nearby. A 20-year-old man from the Wibsey area of Bradford remains in custody whilst being held for questioning. The incident has caused concern amongst students who live in Hyde Park and the surrounding area.
Really tragic. It's so sad, so sad that it's happened. So near our doorstep as well. It's really scary.
You'd think in quite a studenty area it would be a lot more safe and there'd be a lot more people looking out for people's safety, but clearly not.
Police are continuing to appeal for anyone who witnessed the incident to contact the non-emergency number 101. Information can also be passed anonymously to Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111. Marina Andre, The Essential.
Leeds City Council has announced plans to start switching thousands of streetlights off in the outer city area. Students are concerned that further progression will end up in areas closer to home. Dave Tipping investigates.
Streetlights. 92,000 brighten up our roads here in Leeds, but plans are underway from the City Council to turn out 8,000 of them between the hours of midnight and 5:30 a.m. The project will cut down emissions by 4.7%, saving £1.3 million in the next 10 years. In a recent council survey, it was revealed 75% of those asked agreed with the scheme. However, under 2% of those consulted were under the age of 25, a vast difference from the 10% student population of Leeds, which raises queries regarding the survey's legitimacy. So, where will the project be taking place? The scheme will start in the outer areas of the city, including Garforth and Swillington, largely outside typical student population areas. However, it will gradually move inwards, and if test areas go well, could the scheme eventually affect student-centric areas such as Hyde Park and Headingley?
It won't be our area of first focus, and I kind of think that's at the back end of the scheme, simply because there are kind of more concerns.
Leeds University Union is campaigning heavily to make sure that this does not happen, but until then, student safety advice still remains the same.
Obviously this is a real concern, but we recommend kind of making sure that you're in groups and kind of sticking to well-lit areas is best.
So, take the street in the heart of a student area. A street like this up in Adel or Wharfdale will be in pitch black after midnight. Now, it's up to council leaders and student exec to ensure that students aren't left in the dark. This is Dave Tipping reporting for The Essential.
Other news now, and the selling of The Sun has been banned in LUU after the Better Union Forum this week. The Sun isn't the only paper to have disappeared from our shelves though. Despite the motion mentioning only The Sun, The Essential can reveal that the red-top newspaper, The Star, is also not to be sold. LUU management said the motion was more of a general ban on page 3, something that not all students agree with. A petition that must reach a minimum of 600 signatures to call for a university-wide referendum is gaining support.
We'll soon be listening back to recordings of all our lectures thanks to work by the student exec. A policy committing all schools to install audiovisual technology will mean all lectures are recorded for later playback, particularly useful during revision. All lectures will automatically be included, however tutors will be able to opt out of the system providing they have a good enough reason. Education Officer Alice Smart talked us through the planned technology.
It'll all be on the VLE, so it should be really easy, the same way you'll be able to click on various files, you'll be able to click on sound files or video files to watch or listen back to. But it'll also be really easy for the lecturers to record. They'll just be able to press a button at the beginning on their computer screen to record the lecture.
Catching a coach home might be getting a lot easier for students as new stops are being added outside Leeds universities. Coach provider National Express started picking up passengers from the Parkinson Steps and Leeds Met's Headingley campus on Monday. The coach company hopes students will make full use of the additional stops on the Leeds to London route, but only a handful of bookings are being made so far. National Express isn't the only provider to offer student benefits, with others going to some destinations that National Express doesn't stop at.
Now, the National Association of Student Money Advisors has launched a petition to the government asking them to debate how and when student finance should be paid. But how do you manage your money? Lucy Reid asked this week's Essential Question.
This week's Essential Question is going to be based around student finance. We're going to be asking you guys whether you think student finance should be paid monthly instead of termly.
Monthly definitely, because it's a lot easier for students, to work out what they're going to spend each week. I think if it's term, you might spend quite a bit in the first couple of weeks.
I think it works for me as it is, but I could see why maybe people would want it monthly.
Actually, I think termly's alright because then you kind of learn to budget properly, which is an important skill.
We should be given the independence to make our own decisions.
I think then you wouldn't end up at the end of term like I do, bring my mum and dad going, Mum, Dad, I haven't got any money left because I spent it all at the start, so yeah.
I doubt they have much sympathy.
They do not. Not when I spent it all in Topshop. No.
And finally, with rumours of snow around the corner, let's find out what the weather will be for the next few days. Melissa has the latest update for you.
This week, there's heavy rain, gales and even a chance of snow expected. But for today, the sun is shining with highs of 2 degrees and lows of -1. On to tomorrow, and the weather stays relatively the same with highs of 2 degrees and lows of -1. But there is a chance of snow, so wrap up warm. On Friday, that snow will turn to rain as the temperatures increase with highs of 4 degrees and lows of 2 degrees. And over the weekend, nothing changes too dramatically. It's going to be very cloudy with highs of 5 degrees and lows of 2 degrees. That's all from us. Enjoy your week and have fun.
That's just about it for this special edition of The Essential. Whether you've got a news story for us or just want to watch back past reports and full programmes, head over to lstv.co.uk/news.
You can tweet us too, it's at LSTV Essential. But for now, remember, if it's going on, in or around your union, it's essential.